Chronological Bible in a Year, day 102. Today we throw the asterisk on the chronological. There's a bunch of debate in the church world on the history of 1 Samuel and what order things take place in. And in chapter 16, we see that David is anointed by Samuel. Then David is brought into King Saul's court. And then in 17, we see David defeats Goliath. Now, people argue that Goliath may have taken place before King Saul's court. As we keep reading, we may understand more of that argument. Maybe it's just left intentionally vague. I'll leave that to people who speak better Hebrew than I do and have better access to the original manuscripts. But David has always been a fascinating figure to me, partly because he deserves to be so, but he's every kid's childhood hero. He defeats the giant. He leads these armies. He has his mighty men. He's chased by the king who he's going to usurp. Later, he's chased by a usurper king who's one of his own children. He has successes. He has failures. He's called a man after God's own heart, but he also commits terrible sins. He is a human that we can understand. And in this instance, we see David was a man who trusted God in the face of all kinds of adversity. We see in David and Goliath, which happens to be one of my son's favorite games right now. I spend a lot of time getting hit by stones and having my head cut off by a 3-year-old. But we see David confronting a giant that everyone else is terrified of. We get a hint of Saul's desperation when he's like, you know what? I'm going to let this youth have a chance because no one else is going to risk it. But David, with 5 stones and a shepherd's sling, takes down the giant, takes the giant's sword, kills him, cuts off his head. But David trusts God. When he faces the Philistine, he's like, you know what? The way my son words this, it's not I who fights, but God who fights for me. And then he spins his sling and kills me with it. That idea, that confidence of David. And we're going to see time and time again, David has this surreal confidence, and it gets him in trouble at times, but it also redeems and saves him at times. Here's a question for us. How can we lean into a confidence of God that enables us to take risks for God? Let's end on this question. How can we embrace a similar confidence for the sake of God? What might God be asking us to do beyond our natural confidence? Maybe share a time that you had to do that. I would love to hear from you. How has God's confidence played out in your life? I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. But until then, God bless.